Let's start our new chapter, Psychology and Sports. Here, first topic is personality. What do you mean by personality? The meaning of personality. The word personality is derived from the Latin word persona, which means mask. Personality usually means that an individual is much more than his outer appearance. Personality is a dynamic and organized set of characteristics possessed by a person which influences his or her cognitions, emotions, motivations, and behaviors in different types of situations. In the text, some of the definitions are given. You can select any one of the definitions. Here, according to Burgess defines, personality is the integration of all habits which determine the role of and status of the person in society. Another definition of, according to Eisner, personality is the sum total of the actual or potential behavior patterns of the organism. Next, our topic is dimensions of personality. There are 4 dimensions: physical dimension, mental dimension, social dimension, and emotional dimension. Dimensions means personality is a complete unit in itself, but the unit of personality is made up of various dimensions or aspects. These dimensions or aspects of personality are mutually integrated with each other very closely, but each dimension has its own area of operation. Okay, anyway, first discuss about physical dimension. Physical dimension is considered the most significant dimension of personality. It is based on the fact that first impression is the last impression. Physical dimension is related to good physique, good appearance, and good health, etc. All the individuals are attracted towards the persons who have good height, create a good proportionate body weight, good posture, steady body, and a bright face, etc. These are the factors are affected most of the persons. These traits create a good impression on the viewers. These are about physical dimension. About physique. Second one is mental dimension. Mental dimension is another and the very significant dimension of personality. Mental dimension is related to mental and intellectual strength and abilities. Mental dimension is too vital to be ignored. The real identification of personality lies on mental dimension. Many great personalities of the world were not good looking, but they possessed mental and intellectual qualities. The development of thinking, reasoning, intuition, and judgment, etc. are possible only through education. No doubt that these traits are innate but can be acquired up to some extent. If one lays more stress on struggles and learning, one becomes more intellectual. Mental dimensions are mainly undercomes intelligence, strength, and abilities related to mental. Okay. Third one is social dimension. Social dimension is the next important dimension of personality. Man is a social animal. Yes, he lives in a society in which his socialization takes place. Man does not live for himself alone. He lives for others too. Sociability is inherent in man's biological nature. Human child learns to behave because he is basically sociable. He learns by imitation. He learns by example and he learns by perception. He is influenced in the first stance by behavioral patterns, customs, traditions, norms, standards and manners prevalent in the society. Then the social qualities like character, morality, etiquette, manners, work ethics, friendliness, good attitude, helpful nature, cooperation, sympathy, empathy and kindness etc. are the qualities or traits essential for good personality. And fourth one is emotional dimension. Emotional dimension is also an important dimension of personality. Emotional dimension is related to emotional stability. To have emotional stability is essential aspect of one's personality. It means that one must have proper control over various emotions such as fear, anger, disgust, distress, amusement or happiness etc. in different situations. Many sports persons feel elated when they win, but start crying, abusing the umpires or referee when they lose. Such situations show one's emotional status. Spontaneous outburst of which emotion is not accepted as a sign of good personality. It is a sign of immaturity. One should be emotionally stable. It is an ingredient of balanced personality. These are about dimensions of personality or aspects of personality. Next topic is types of personality. There are 4 types of personality: type A, type B, type C and type D. The psychologists have divided the personality into 4 types. 4 types of personalities are stated below. Type A personality is the individuals with the type of personality are very competitive. They are self-critical. They are characterized by high working involvement. They are easily excited and owing to that they usually fall prey to hypertension. They experience a persistent sense of urgency, so they seem to be always struggling against the clock. They quickly become impatient with delays. Such types of individuals can easily be aroused to anger, hostility and aggression. They are more prone to heart ailments. Type B personalities, the individuals with this type of personality are not competitive in nature. They are easygoing and patient. They usually do not become angry and hostile. They are able to express their emotions appropriately. They are able to cope with stress effectively. They are not overachievers and over ambitious in life. They are usually quite satisfied in their lives. They can be called successful persons in life. Type B personalities, better personality, I think, because they can be called successful person in life because they don't have any angry or hostile. They always all the matters think in a easygoing level. Okay, whereas type C method, type C personalities have pleasing and appreciating nature. They are unable to express their emotions, especially anger. They are able to suppress their emotions efficiently. They are lethargic, passive, hopeless and pessimistic. Sometimes they even deny their own needs. They feel alone and their loneliness begins at an early age. They have such behavior pattern which may enhance the risk of cancer. Then last personality is type D personality. The individuals with such type of personality usually suffer from high degrees of distress. They persistently suppress their feelings. Such persons don't share their emotions with other persons because they always have a fear for rejection or disapproval. Such individuals are usually prone to heart ailments. They are susceptible to high blood pressure, inflammation, and depression. They have great risk of premature death. They usually lead a poor quality of life. That means type D personality don't want to share their things or matters to anybody. They don't have any type of friendship also. Okay. Anyway, types of personality, there are 4 types: type A personality, type B personality, type C, and type D personality. Type B personality is also called a successful person in life. Okay. Next topic is traits and types of traits. In the text, to understand the meaning of traits, give yourself 5 minutes and describe your closest friend's qualities. Is he or she shy? Is she or he kind and generous? Is she or he brave? Make a list. After you have finished making it, you will find that though your friend has some of the broad human qualities, she or he will not have all. Maybe she or he is outspoken but does not get angry quickly. Is generous but not friendly. Short but not thin. There are many traits out of which an individual will possess and exhibit a few, allowing us to construct a profile of her or him. These traits are constant psychological, behavioral, or physical characteristics which combine to form a personality. Here, explain about 3 traits: cardinal traits, central traits, secondary traits. First one is cardinal traits. Cardinal traits are dominant traits. They are the most visible traits of an individual, shaping his or her personality and driving his or her actions. A person with greed and envy as a cardinal trait will try to obtain what she or he wants at any cost, and she or he is not likely to run out of wants. Someone whose cardinal trait is humility will not act superior towards others, no matter how successful she or he has become. Then central traits are found in every person to some degree, and unlike cardinal traits, do not have a lasting or overwhelming influence on an individual's personality. Intelligence, honesty, and nervousness are examples of central traits. And third one is secondary traits. Secondary traits are associated with preferences and attitudes. These traits will manifest only in specific circumstances. A talkative person who develops anxiety when faced with the prospect of speaking in public is exhibiting a secondary trait. Traits and types of traits. Just read out the text properly. Okay. Our next topic is classification of personality by William Herbert Sheldon. Sheldon classifies the success of an athlete or sports person comes from a combination of athletic ability and physique or bodybuilding. They are endomorphy with dystonia, mesomorphy, and ectomorphy. First one is endomorph or endomorphy with viscotonia. These individuals have short arms and legs. They have rounded physique. Their limbs seem to be shorter because of excessive deposit of adipose tissues. The upper parts of arms and legs are significantly thicker than the lower parts. It is hard for them to lose weight. They have soft body, they have underdeveloped muscles, they have a capacity for high fat storage and become fat easily. They are more inclined to become obese. They have pear-shaped body. Their excessive mass hinders their ability to compete in sports. So, sports requires high level of agility or speed. Sports and games which requires strength like weightlifting and powerlifting are more suitable for endomorphs. This body type this body seems like a pear-shaped body. Short statured body. Okay. Next one is mesomorph or mesomorphy. Mesomorphs are categorized as an between the other two body types and are generally described as muscular. Mesomorphs are mainly nature in musculature. They have athletic physique and balanced body composition. They are able to increase their muscle size quickly and easily. They have well-developed rectangular shaped body. They have thick bones and muscles. Their chest and shoulders are larger and broader in comparison to their waistline. They are physically capable of doing lot of activities and tend to be athletically aggressive. They store fat evenly all over their bodies, but they can become overweight if they lead sedentary lifestyle and take high calorie diet. They can excel in such sports which require great strength, short bursts of energy and loss of power because they have enough strength, agility and speed. These characteristics make them strong contenders to be the top sports persons in any sports. So, mesomorphs are known as athletic body. Mesomorph body very good in all the types of sports and games. And last one is ectomorph or ectomorphy. The individuals who have an ectomorph body are usually referred to as slim persons because their muscles and limbs are elongated. They have weak constitution of body and usually face great difficulties in gaining weight. They have flat chest and have less muscle mass. The lack of muscle mass creates the impression that they are taller than they really are. They do not have a lot of strength, but they dominate the endurance sports because their body types is naturally suited to perform wonderfully in endurance activities. They have a quick metabolism to burn fat. They also have a tendency to stick with what they do best. Their light body constitution makes them suited for aerobic activities like gymnastics. I concluded endomorphs are pear-shaped and short-statured persons. They suited the sports like powerlifting and weightlifting and throwing events are most suited. Then whereas mesomorphs are most of the sports and games are suitable. Then ectomorphs are mainly endurance type activities or aerobic activities and gymnastics are more suited there. Okay. Next one is Jung's classification of personality. Jung has classified personality on the basis of sociability character as introverts, extroverts and ambiverts. Jung's classification personality on the basis of sociability. First one is introverts. Introverts, these are the persons who share characteristics such as shyness, social withdrawal and a tendency to talk less. These characteristics such persons seem to be self-centered, unable to adjust easily in society or social situations. They are very sensible, rigid in ideas and future oriented. Introverts within themselves, whereas extroverts direct opposite of introverts. Extroverts have a tendency to be friendly, outgoing, talkative, and social in nature. They usually prefer social contacts. They are generous, supportive, and courageous. They may be called happy-go-lucky persons. They show interest in present reality than future. They do not have hesitation. They express their feelings openly. They take decisions quickly and act upon quickly. They are not affected easily by difficulties and troubles. Very easygoing personalities comes under the extroverts. And last one is ambivert. Ambiverts are only few persons who are pure introverts or pure extroverts. The remaining majority of persons possess both the qualities of or traits of introverts and extroverts. Such persons are called as ambiverts. It's a combination, okay? Next topic is Big Five personality theory. Big Five theory means it is well known fact that persons give different response to the same situations. The big five factors of personality are the five main domains which define human personality and account for individual differences. These five domains or dimensions of personality are considered to be the fundamental traits that make up an individual's overall personality. The big five traits are: first one is opens. Person who like to learn new things, new concepts, and enjoy new experiences usually remain on the top in opens. Opens includes traits like being imaginative, insightful, and having a variety of interests. This all comes under the opens. Second one is conscientiousness. Persons who have a high degree of conscientiousness are reliable and prompt. Such persons remain organized, systematic, laborious, and complete in all respects. Third one is extroversion. It's a very familiar. Extroverts gets their energy from interacting with other individuals, whereas introverts get their energy from within themselves. Extraversion includes the traits of being energetic, talkative, and assertive. Next, fourth one is agreeableness. Such individuals are friendly, cooperative, kind, and gentle. Persons with too agreeableness may be more distant or aloof. They are usually kind, generous, affectionate, and sympathetic. Fifth one is and last one, neuroticism. Neuroticism is also called emotional stability. This domain or dimension relates to one's emotional stability and the degree of negative emotions. Persons who have high neuroticism or emotional stability usually experience emotional instability and negative emotions. Such individuals remain moody and tense. These are the big five theory. All of you read the text twice